This is Zaxter99. Welcome to my new novel, which I call A New Life for Lucas. This is Chapter 5. This is a book made specially for YouTube and will be read aloud so that both young children and adults as well can listen and enjoy it while doing other things, such as cleaning the house or maybe eating a snack together. You can read it yourself by simply muting the YouTube volume control. You can skip to a new page of each chapter at any time by simply moving to the next minute of the video. You can also slow this video book down if you need more time by pausing the video to catch up or reread a portion of the book if needed. A New Life for Lucas is just about to begin. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Cleaning his feet meant soap and water with a wash rag his mom had told him before he took his bath this morning. As he wiped his feet with a wet rag, Lucas held one foot at a time up and above the bath water. His mind, however, was elsewhere as he remembered Wednesday afternoon when he saw Emily for the second time. He chuckled to himself as he thought of just how they had finished building their house in Minecraft. It seemed as if a horde of angry creepers had invaded them when they were placing some outside shrubs and trees. Lucas had tried to lead them away from their new house, but in the end the pesky creepers had killed themselves to blow their house to shreds. When it happened, Emily had started laughing like crazy, and then Lucas couldn't help but start laughing wildly too. They had lost their virtual house and all the hours of time it had taken them to build it. However, they had each made a new friend in the process, and they had a lot of fun as well. It was already Friday morning, his last weekend before school started Monday morning, and Lucas couldn't believe how fast the last month of his summer had flown by. His father was coming over to pick him and his sister Ava up for the weekend, and Lucas was very excited to finally see his father again. He had really missed him being around. Lucas took the large cup they used for the bathtub and filled it with the warm bath water and poured it over his head to wet his hair as he closed his eyes. Next came the shampoo, and his hands worked through and over his hair as he worked up the lather of soap and lightly scrubbed his fingertips across his head. His thoughts went back to his father and how he really wanted so many answers from him. Lucas really wanted to know why his dad had seemed to choose another woman over his mother. He also figured that there had to be some way to convince his father that there was just no way this lady named Susan was better than his own mom. "Hurry up, you big poopy head!" Ava yelled at him through the locked bathroom door and interrupted his thoughts. "Leave me alone, Ava, because I'm in here eating lots and lots of yummy candy," Lucas yelled back at her to try and frustrate her for calling him names. "Not fair, not fair! I want some candy too, Lucas! Let me in!" Ava hollered back with a voice like she was about to burst into tears any second. Lucas just smiled to himself and had his ability to outwit his little sister. "Let me in, Lucas, or I'm telling Mommy!" Ava yelled even louder now as she banged on the door with her hands. "If you tell Mom, Ava, I will tell Dad when he gets here that you called me that awful, evil name, and he will spank you instead of hug you when he sees you," Lucas yelled back from his bath water. And with that, Ava seemed to get quiet and stopped banging on the door as well. It wasn't but a minute later, though, when Lucas was pouring water over his head to rinse away the shampoo, that he heard his mother yell at him now through the door. "Lucas, please stop telling lies to your little sister and teasing her about things like eating candy. Also hurry up and get out of there, honey, before your toes and fingers shrivel up like raisins from being in the water too long," his mother's voice said. "Okay, Mama, I'm sorry, but she was being a pest and calling me names while I was just trying to take my bath," Lucas answered to defend himself from his sister obviously tattling on him. He looked at his fingers and saw that sure enough, the tips of his fingers on both of his hands were starting to wrinkle a bit. He moved forward in the tub and flipped the drain lever upwards to let the water out. He always loved the funnel this made as the bathwater drained down and out of the bathtub, and he couldn't resist the temptation to put his fingers into the drain funnel to feel its suction on his skin. It was just as he was tying his shoes a few minutes later that he heard Ava yell out, "Mommy! Mommy! Daddy is here, Mommy! Look, Mommy! Daddy is here! Look!" When Lucas got up to look out the living room window, he felt the rush of emotion swelling up inside him. This was the first time in his whole life that he had not seen his dad for more than a single school day's time. Seeing him now walking up towards the front door made Lucas so happy that he couldn't hold it any more, and he felt tears gush out of both of his eyes. He was so happy he couldn't even begin to understand why he was crying like this. Feeling silly for crying, Lucas escaped down the hallway before anyone, including his little sister, could see him. He made his way into the bathroom and picked up his towel from the floor, which was still damp from drying off, and he pressed it into his eyes to dry them off. It didn't work as he had planned, however, and as he heard the front door open from where he stood in the bathroom, he also heard his father's voice energetically saying hello to Ava. His father sounded so excited and happy to come see them, and Lucas was also excited. But right now all he could do was hide here, not wanting to let anyone see all these stupid tears flooding out of him now. It was like just seeing him for the first time in almost 2 weeks started his tears, and now hearing his father's voice made it even crazier. Lucas closed the bathroom door quietly and buried his face in the damp bath towel and let himself cry. As he started to feel the tears going away some, he heard his father's voice asking where his big, strong, and brave son was hiding at. He then heard his mother tell him that he had just taken a bath and was probably still getting dressed. Lucas sighed a deep sigh to try and prepare himself to go out and hug his father, without crying again as he wiped his tears one more time with the towel. When he stepped out into the hall from the bathroom and turned towards the living room, he could see his dad standing in the middle of the room talking to his mother. He was immediately very happy that he had found the bathroom to let his tears get out of him, because now he felt a gigantic smile form on his face. "Hey, Dad!" Lucas yelled out happily at his father as he walked towards him through the hallway. His father instantly turned towards his son and smiled really big as if he was proud to see him today. He opened his arms wide to hug his son and said, "Well, hey there, Lucas." Lucas had talked to his father just about every night on the phone since they had left, but seeing him now and feeling his father embrace him in a big bear hug was just much different, and so much better than hearing him on the phone. After a long minute of feeling his father's arms around him, he finally felt his father's hand pat him on his back shoulder blade as he let go. Lucas felt like that hug was the best hug he had ever felt as he looked up at his father's face as they parted from the embrace. Now, just like his tears that had seemed to escape his eyes a moment ago, Lucas felt his words escape him almost automatically before he could even think about what he was saying. "Dad, I hate your friend Susan, and I wish she was never born," were the words that somehow came out of his mouth as he looked up into his father's eyes. That's the end of Chapter 5. Please, if you like these chapters, if you like this book, be sure and share this video with other people you think may also enjoy it. Also be sure you like this video. I want your comments down below. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? And how are you liking this story? Also be sure you subscribe with that upper right button if you already haven't. This has been Zaxter99. Chapter 6 is coming soon.